And hello, everybody. John Henderson Pierre again, back with another beer ramble. And today we are looking at Schaefer Beer, a historic beer founded in 1842 in New York City. One of the historic, legendary beers. 4.6 ABV by volume. Nice little head right over there. Poured in my middle glass. Schaefer's. Gets a negative score, poor score on Beer Advocate and the Bros, the Olsen brothers. Rate beer. I'm not going to worry about rate beer. We all know what they think about this beer. But anyway, 4.6%. I got this can courtesy of a good friend of mine, Patrick Tucker, in Connecticut. He has sent me a can. Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Greatly appreciate it. As you can see, what the lager looks like. Nice little head to it. Nice little fizz. Typical lager colors, you can see. To the scent. Corn. Smells like your standard adjunct lager. Corny, little grains. Scent. Nothing really special about this. Standard lager. So on to the drink. Just as much as I remembered it. First time I had this was back in 1997. Bought a can. It was the only place that was still selling it in cans at South End Liquors when I drinking age. And my brothers were not really too pleased. I remember me and my younger brother, we were going someplace, and I guess I was just exhausted, whatever. I bought a can of this, so it's a 25-ounce can, and I was just dead tired, and I was from work, and I was laying down, and I just thought, say, damn, man, one beer put you to sleep, man? I'm like, man, I'm just tired. It's just been a long week. But anyway, 1997 is the first time I had it. This beer, again, is a very legendary, historic beer. I mean, really don't need to go the full history of this. Again, started in 1842. The brewery was based in Brooklyn. Then it went public in 1968. 106 million stock options. It was the fifth best-selling beer in America, behind, of course, the usual suspects, Schlitz, Budweiser, High Life. I'm sure was on that list. And really has gotten really became quite popular, especially during the 50s and 70s. Of course, the jingle, as you all know, is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. And that's been their jingle. And again, a very popular, sponsored a lot of programs, movies, sports events throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Capacity was growing huge. They built a new brewery out in Allentown, Pennsylvania, around 1972, and they were just pumping out beer. And then, but still, they were being outpaced by the Budweisers and the Millers of the world. So they had to sort of reformulate, rechange, do some other things to change their outlook. So. And they so they decided, go ahead and sell the company. to Stroh's in 1981, and then Stroh's a year later bought out the Schlitz Brewery, and of course Stroh's also merged, and then when Stroh's was going through their financial hardship, then they merged it with Pabst, bought them out in 1999. So, but as of now, Schaefer and Pabst has the Schaefer line, and they outsource the brewery to different beer. Not outsource it, but basically to different outsource a reformulated version, and they send it to different breweries to brew their beer for them. But this is a legendary historic beer, and I remember that was the first time I had it back in 1997. The second time I had it, well, third time I had it was recently 2 years ago. I was in Wildwood, New Jersey with my mom and sister on vacation, and I just did a double check. I was like, hey, Schaefer's, all right. And went ahead and bought a 12-pack, I believe, and my mom and I shared some and brought some back to the after we left Wildwood and went back up to North Jersey, and if I'd known that at that time, I would have brought me a couple of cans back to Mobile, Alabama, because this beer is not sold, sadly, in the state of Alabama. And I think locally, the only place that will come close to find this may be in, I don't know if it's in Louisiana. I have to ask Mr. Terry about that, but I doubt it's there. I know Schlitz is there. And that's the next brew I want to try to get, another historic brew. But so, I mean, under the Pabst, they have continued to put the beer out. Mostly is in the Northeast. If you're able to see it in some other places around the world, around the country, Connecticut, I mentioned, New Jersey, New York. But if you can find it anywhere in those other spots, folks, go ahead and get it. It's an excellent, excellent beverage. Just enjoyable. And I'd give a crap what they have to say about this. Proudly brewed in the United States of America using the finest quality ingredients, as they say. And the can, lovely can, the design, just a real sweet looking can again, as I remembered it. So, anyhow, not going to go on and on about this. I think this is a great, excellent lager. And people are going to say whatever, well, you're crazy, this is the better lager. And you have your own opinion, but this is really good. So I'm going to go for the style. I'm going to give this an 8. This would be a B for me. So again, not to be repetitive, hold on to these. These beers are not going to be around for a long, long time. This PBR, the Schlitz, the Old Milwaukees, Old Milwaukee Lights. Be careful. They could be here today and gone tomorrow. So grab them, savor them, enjoy them, and get a whole case of them. And also, I was down in that spot in Wildwood. I saw they had it in a 30-pack too, as well. I was like, damn, I should have got a 30-pack. Oh well. Anyhow, enough rambling. If you've had Schaefer's, you've had more than just one, tell me, leave your thoughts and comments on the bottom. I'm using a new camera right now. Hopefully the video will come out pretty clearly. I'm going to post this on. But anyhow, Jean-Pierre, the Beer Ramble, telling you keep on watching. And as always, cheers.